Both down. Away we go for the 138th University Boat Race, to the cheers of both armies of fans lining the banks. Oxford closest to you on Middlesex, here are Cambridge on Surrey.
Long now.
Andy Probert calling the race plan out to his men. Dirk Bangert at stroke facing him, setting the rhythm. The early stroke rate 44 to Cambridge, 43 a stroke less per minute to Oxford, and Oxford really on terms. Cambridge looking a little bit heavy, Oxford by contrast a little more lively.
Coming right back, 37.5, right, length.
Very soon both crews are going to turn right-handed round the first bend as they work their way towards Hammersmith Bridge, just short of the half distance. And it's on this stretch where they're going to meet the more turbulent water, the north-northwest wind coming towards the tide, and Cambridge really can't afford to let Oxford go away. They will have the advantage of the big Surrey bend after Middlesex is completed, and Dirk knows that he must keep his crew on terms and, if possible, lead into Hammersmith Bridge.
2, 3, 7 more. There.
Andy Probert putting in a push, but Oxford are right beside them. There's just a few centimetres, maybe half a metre between the two crews. The angle a little deceptive. Through the engine room of Oxford. Half a metre it is, half a mile almost completed now as we come past on the right-hand side the famous Fulham football ground. About 1,000 metres completed, but still very early days, and this race now beginning to turn into the slogging match which many predicted. These two very evenly matched crews now going round that Middlesex bend. There's the football ground on the Middlesex station, and as you can see, Oxford with a very narrow lead. Here's the man from Würzburg University, sitting behind him, Steve Fowler, 22, then the hair of David Gillard, Donald Fawcett, behind Fawcett and Justicz, James Behrens, and then Max Justicz in the bow, just behind Nick Clarry. The Oxford crew, Ian Gardiner, the former swimmer with big lungs, but a superb rhythm, and he's finding that rhythm now. Picking it up and supporting him, Simon Davy. Then Cal Maclennan into the engine room, Peter Bridge, and then after Peter Bridge, Hamish, Hume, Boris, Mavra. And Oxford, if anything, have just opened up a little bit more now, maybe 1.5 meters between them and Cambridge on the far side. And this is really important for Cambridge here now, that they get back on terms.
They're pushing. Hold them now. Hold them now. There, back against the leg. There. Leave it off. Hang off the blade. Hang off the blade.
The mile point, 1,609 metres completed, and little by little, centimetre by centimetre, Andy and Dirk are getting their men back on terms with Oxford.
Just lengthen out again. That's 34.
Blades are getting a little bit close now.
Bring it.
And Roger Stevens, the umpire, poised to give the warning if necessary. He's looking for 10 feet between the two sets of blades. And if necessary, he'll ask both crews to separate, to pull away by 3 feet to keep that gap. The Middlesex bend finished, and now the Surrey bend in full advantage of Cambridge as they come past Harrods Depository Store on the left of the picture, coming up towards Hammersmith Bridge, and there's the umpire, flag poised. Both crews absolutely determined. 7 months of preparation, no time to give any quarter to their opponents. Coming up towards Hammersmith Bridge, not much between the two crews at all, although Cambridge, who were down, coming past the Middlesex rough water, and now back in command. The time already past the record set in 1976, but conditions today certainly not in favour of any record times. Today it's all about being there first. Coming to the centre span, which they must shoot, according to the rules of the boat race, and there's absolutely nothing between the two crews. Still more than half of this annual classic duel to go, and Justicz just moved a little wide there as she comes into the flatter water, and as you can see, it's Cambridge who have the advantage of the inside of the bend. Oxford who have to row round them. 7 minutes and 5 seconds, so more than 30 seconds off that record time.
Hold them there now! Hold them!
This is where Cambridge really must take advantage of the situation. Oxford, though, doing really well. Nice rhythm, good technique, and the umpire a warning to Oxford again, and that's a chance for Cambridge to move away, because every time Justicz has to adjust the rudder, it works like a little brake on the boat. Coming up to Chiswick Reach now, just about a half distance. And the pain will soon be upon these men who've trained so hard since the autumn.
That's good. Keep feeling the spring in the leg. King, Joe, shot every stroke. Shot every stroke.
Joe Michels there at 2, just keeping a wise eye on the Oxford progress. And so far, he's going to be happy with his crew, because they're really containing Cambridge. Cambridge not as smooth or effective their rowing. And again, they're very close, the two crews. Almost bow to bow, stroke for stroke, as they come down towards Chiswick Ayat, the little island. The blades are really close, and another warning goes out from the umpire. They're going to have to separate again, but Oxford have done really well in this flattish water, and Cambridge are not really showing the best of their technique. Before today's race, it was reckoned to be Cambridge technique against Oxford's power punch.
Now with Ian, with Simon, sharpness now, shot there.
A little push there by Justicz, asking for her Oxford men to take command. Gulping in the oxygen. Driving her men. Cambridge not looking quite the cohesive package that they were up at Hammersmith Bridge.
Now let's spring on
And
now.
Oxford now, who've pulled out 2 meters maybe over the Cambridge crew. Ian Gardiner, those big lungs from competitive swimming.
Now, who wants it? Who wants it? Let me see it in those puddles. See it? Now they're level round their bend. Coming round.
35. Steering slightly now as they move. Move on, half on now. Finish is held.
Andy Probert knows that his men have got to move now, because Oxford are also pushing away. Bangert can see the Oxford crew slipping ahead of them.
I've got Fowler. I've got Fowler. Another one. And another one. Taking them apart with every stroke. Taking them apart. Got Gillard. And another one. Now give me Fawcett.
Oxford doing just that, taking them apart, and those Cambridge men can hear every command of Justicz. They're very close now. 3 miles gone. The advantage of the Surrey bend also gone for Cambridge, as the river turns back in favour of the Oxford men. Swinging round down towards Barnes Railway Bridge. Still over 3-4 minutes of this race to go, but look at the rhythm of Oxford. Absolutely stunning. Cambridge, what have they got left? Can they find something? Can Dirk get his men to respond? Look at the pain and the effort.
Drive! Drive!
Barnes Railway Bridge, 3 minutes to go.
Drive! I've got Clarry!
And Justicz now level with the 2-man of Cambridge, almost a length between the two crews now, and Oxford beginning to pull away, and there is a length now. Clear water. Oxford have a length over Cambridge now into the final stretch.
Got to harden on. We've got to lengthen out and give ourselves a bet. Hey, with Ian, 1.5 minutes.
The legs are burning, the arms are aching, but they're just concentrating as they push for the final time, and desperate Cambridge attempts now to haul themselves on terms.
Sprint now!
Come on, you lads. This one's for Johnny Head.
A wonderful display by Oxford as they stride towards the line. Not many metres now between them and their 16th victory in the last 17 years. A fabulous battle, blade to blade for so much of the course, but at the end of the day, it's Oxford who rode round Cambridge on the Surrey Bend. There they took their advantage, and they come home to take the 138th University Boat Race. And look at Cambridge, within a length and a half towards the finish, and that is the closest race for 12 years. Sweet victory for Ian Gardiner, who hadn't sat in a rowing boat until he came to Oxford a couple of years ago. And look at the joy. Kingsley Poole in the bow going mad there. Cal Maclennan, a third winning blue for him. And Liz Chick, who really has won the Battle of the Coxswains. Look at the despair, the dismay, the pain of those who've lost the boat race. Cambridge, all credit to them, a wonderful performance by them. They fought so hard. A splendid victory, though, and one with a very special meaning for every member of this Oxford crew.
I think in the back of all of our minds at the OUBC was John Hebbs. He might have passed away while training, and we all pushed for him, and that was the push that put us ahead. So Doughboy must be at peace now, because we did it.